people still begging and praying for their bear market, which obviously happened in 2022. I just don't get why people can't see that it was priced in back then. What we had in 2022 was the rate cycle, inflation, consumer discretionary spending got nuked, real wages got nuked, everybody got nuked, and all assets went down. And long duration assets, crypto technology, went down the most. The growthy end of technology was down 70 odd percent, crypto was down 70 to 80%, and it was a bloodbath. That perfectly coincided with the forward-looking indicators of liquidity and financial conditions index, which suggested the same thing. Now, these are forward-looking, and they suggested that in 2023, we will see that economic weakness. Now, it's probably a quarter or two later than expected, but I'm thinking we will flirt or be in recession this quarter and next quarter. And I've been saying that for quite a while now, but it matters not. It doesn't matter unless you're trading the Russell 2000 or the old economy or oil or copper. Those things trade present day economic conditions. So the ISM, which is right near its lows, start to try and turn. It's at lows that it's consistent with a mild recession. So do we get the recession? Do we not? Do we get to 0% GDP growth? Doesn't matter. It was all priced into the stuff I care about last year. So we had a gift of an opportunity when we saw that the market had priced in a full recession. NASDAQ had priced in an ISM of 38 and it only got down to 46. So it was really overpricing a recession. Crypto did something similar. We got down to pricing 38 in the ISM. It was overdone. Crypto, same kind of thing. So as liquidity turned, I started recommending buying markets. It was first ETH in June. That was the first one to bottom of 2022. And then October, November, December, crypto and technology stocks. And basically, I've been long and adding ever since in all of that. Everybody thought I was a total moron, which is fair. I can be a total moron, but it's been quite right. It's been a bloody good call, if I'm honest. Lo and behold, where we are today, NASDAQ's up almost 50%. The exponential age technology basket, when I look at it, is up 63%. And crypto has gone bananas. Bitcoin's up 119, ETH's up 63, and Solana's up 500%. So pretty good. And exactly in line what I've been imagining, which is macro spring. Macro spring and crypto spring are the same thing because macro is crypto. I've explained all the way through. These are not different things. And there's a bunch of old macro people who are like, oh, I don't like that bloody crypto stuff. It's nothing to do with macro. It's driven by exactly the same cycles. It's completely in line. So spring, what is spring like? Spring is one day it's raining, next day it's sunny, then there's frost, then it's getting warmer, then you think it's going to be amazing. You get your t-shirts out and then it's freezing cold again. That's what spring is like. That's exactly what macro spring is like and crypto spring. So we saw spring and we saw choppiness, sideways ranges, a squirt up in the beginning, then slowed down. And then we're now getting into late spring. Late spring, we're starting to see what I refer to as the banana zone, which is this massively positive end of year phase. Normally speaking, again, probabilistically speaking, no guarantees around here, so don't try and hold me and go, well, it didn't go up at the end of the year, you're a bastard. I'm bored of that stuff. Probabilistically speaking, it goes up into the end of the year, and usually fast. And nobody catches it, and everybody's chasing it because they're all trying to chase performance for the end of the year and prove to their investors that they had the right trades on, which obviously they didn't because all the institutions have been massively underweight. So that, I think, is what's taking place, and that's usually the end of crypto spring and macro spring. Then we start transitioning to summer. Summer is when rates start coming down, box looking like it's starting to be ticked. When inflation falls, that's happening. And as you know, my views on inflation are it is not sticky, it's mean reverting, and it will go back down to 2% or lower. I think it actually goes negative in this cycle, and I think core inflation will go negative this cycle too. And that's what we're going to look for in 2024. And that will take people by surprise. And I think the Fed purposely orchestrated it. They want it. They want to see rates lower so they can refinance the debt. So interest rates falling, inflation falling, unemployment rising, and then when you look at the forward-looking indicators, growth will be picking up from the floor. That is the perfect macro environment. Then we're coming into election year, as all of these macro springs have been since the Great Reset of 2008. They're all the same timing. Macro summer is the same as the election year, is the same as the halving year in Bitcoin. It's all the same bloody thing. So that is about to play out. So 2024, I think, is going to be a pretty wild ride. Normally, these years tend to have periods of sideways consolidation or corrections, and then these huge spurts. And we tend to see a couple of those during the year. So nothing's going to be a straight line, but it should be an extremely good year. And then 2025 will be even better. That's usually the batshit crazy year, which is the transition from macro summer into macro fall, where everything kind of goes exponential before you start transitioning to winter, rates start going up again, markets pull back again, and we go through the same cycle. And that's been happening consistently since 2008. NASDAQ up 45%, Solana up 500%, or Bitcoin up 120%. That's the magnitude of difference, and it only compounds over a bull market as you get into macro crypto summer. This is where the real gains are made. So I'm very comfortable with this long duration risk bets, where I'm not worried about the small ups and downs. I just kind of close my eyes and hold it. So I have a feeling that MicroStrategy is going to trade at a discount to its Bitcoin holdings, because when you have a pure play, because don't forget, MicroStrategy doesn't make a lot of money as a software company. It's all the Bitcoin it owns. So it probably trades as a discount like the GBTC did in the end, as people flock to the better vehicle of the Bitcoin ETF, which will track Bitcoin pretty much one for one. The GMI liquidity index year on year is now positive, which is the big important part. On the outright index, it's still been flat for a while. Fed net liquidity is starting to rise. I think it'll rise again today. So Fed net liquidity is up 10% this year, which is one of the reasons the markets are up. We're starting to see the Chinese looking at stimulating. We're seeing others looking to stimulate as well. So again, 2024, all the year of stimulant. So it'll push Sol up, and Sol will go up more than Bitcoin, etc. You know, when we look back at these kind of election years, you might get a 10% sell off, maybe two of them over the year, but that's about it. Yeah, max 15% in the general context of what should be a very strong year. They are your friend. You should say thank you when there's corrections of that sort, if you've got cash to buy more. You know, buy and hold, don't use leverage, use cold storage, do the right thing, don't get too speculative, don't FOMO. This is the biggest opportunity we've ever been given. I've said that all the way from 2020 onwards, and in fact I said it all the way back in 2012. It's the biggest macro trade of all time. Don't fuck this up. And if you're not a crypto person, technology is one of the biggest opportunities we've ever been given, the exponential age. Again, don't fuck this up. Just be careful. Just buy, hold, have a long-term time horizon, and learn how to take pain. And when there is pain, you buy more.